What's good, planet Earth? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Charlie and thank you for being here. Today we are getting into some more Dax and his newly released remix of To Be a Man featuring Darius Rucker. It's been a hot minute since we did some Dax, so if you've been waiting, today is your lucky day. Now as a man, I'm excited for this one, see what he has to say about what it is to be a man. So let's get into it. Without further ado, let's go.
Had me running, falling down.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Being a man is what you make.
Spacebar stopped working. Wow, that's deep. So he's saying it's not about what you know, it's not about how you feel, it's about what you provide inside that home. And that's true. Don't get me wrong, I believe it is the man's duty to provide for the family and make sure that everything's taken care of. But when that becomes our only value, that's where we have problems. Anyway, let's see where this goes.
It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Being a man is what you make it. You can't always live up to expectations. You try to please everybody while you struggle, so you fake it and end up out of balance, compromising situations. As a good man, do what he should, man. I'll give everything he has and do everything he could, man. You might find yourself feeling all alone inside a house you built that you don't recognize as home. And that's what
Whoa. You might end up feeling all alone inside a house you built that doesn't feel like it's a home. Something like that. Shit. Yo, that one hit. Because I literally built this house with my own hands. And I had a situation a few years ago where this didn't feel like home to me either. Which was a horrible position to be in, because I obviously put this place together with the intention of it being full of love and laughter and cohesiveness and cooperation and all that good stuff. And it ended up being a place that I didn't even want to come to. So I got that.
Do everything he could, man. You might find yourself feeling all alone inside a house you built that you don't recognize as home. And that's what my daddy told me, and I'll tell my son the same. Now that I'm older, I relate and I actually feel his pain. He never cried, he might have lied, but he did not complain. And he said, son, one day you'll have to do the same. I get emotional when I stop and think and I look around. Beyond the county lines of my small town, I think about all the men out there who feel like I do now, who are screaming on the inside but won't ever make a sound.
Yo, if I make it through this with dry eyes, it's going to be a miracle, I tell you now. Listen, man, like, that is the thing. We're screaming inside for so many reasons. The pressure on our shoulders. And I'm speaking for the majority here, right? Not the bums that don't live up to their responsibility. I'm talking about the real men that fulfill their responsibilities and look after their families and strive for better and all of that. I speak for myself. I'm often screaming on the inside, and we don't have anyone to go to for that. And I know most relationships that I've been in, when someone says, I want you to open up to me and tell me your feelings, more often than not, it's a trap. And I don't mean necessarily an intentional trap, like someone's being manipulative. They are looking to you to be that pillar of consistency and reliability. And if you wobble, it makes them wobble. And so it ends up coming back to bite you, because you become vulnerable in an attempt to get the support that you need and get stuff off your chest, and it becomes about the other person because your wobble makes them wobble. So who do you go to?
Of my small town, I think about all the men out there who feel like I do now, who are screaming on the inside but won't ever make a sound. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like him.
As a man, our sun is our horizon. Woo, that's a bar.
Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a
Yo, let me just deep that bar for a second. As a man, our sun is our horizon. Our sons are literally our horizon. As far as we can see, our sons will take that from us at our horizon of life, and they will take it beyond the horizon. But also, the sun, as it rises and sets, goes behind the horizon.
Inside that home, don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health. Then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man you provide, they don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely.
See? They don't appreciate your value until you're gone, and then they move on to another man to confide in, or whatever he said, or for comfort, or something like that. It's like men serve as a pillar to lean on, and that's it. We have our own battles, we have our own struggles, but those aren't really acknowledged. And I feel like maybe the mentality is that if they were acknowledged, that would jeopardize the purpose that we serve, to be that pillar of strength, that immovable object. This is why I hate this new age man-hating feminism, because so much of what it is to be a man and what's expected of us goes unrecognized and unappreciated, and we're expected just to do it and shut up, and then told that we're not necessary either, while we continue to fulfill our role, as it were. And I'm not saying women aren't underappreciated for certain things as well, but they at least have an outlet. They can let off to us without any real consequence. We can't do the same, otherwise we risk destabilizing our entire relationship.
We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and you don't care about what we know. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. That home. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home.
Welcome to the Afterthought. Man, that was such an important song and video, because men are out here dying because they feel like they've got no one to turn to with the weight of the world on their shoulders. And that's not like a self-pity kind of thing. It's just true. It's just true. If you really want to tackle the epidemic of suicide that's going on, I've lost like 10 friends in my life, and I'm under 40, you know? That's a lot of friends to lose. And that's not to addiction or any of that shit. That's people just feeling like the weight of life is too much. And if we really want to be serious about tackling, we got to stop being like, oh, stop bitching and get on with it. You're a man up. That ain't it. It's not working, because we're dying out here. There has to be another way, and we're not asking for much. We're not looking for praise at every turn, but there has to be some kind of recognition for what it is to be a man and the struggles that we face, without it becoming like an us versus them. Like, well, yeah, you have to go through that, but we have to go through this. And if you ever go to couples therapy, it's not like your woes trump theirs, so forget yours. It's recognition and acknowledgement of both, so you can come to an understanding of what it means to be that other person and love them thusly. And I think that is sorely lacking for men in society, and we're going to have a big problem with men's mental health until that's addressed. I think one of the big problems is that male privilege is often conflated with elite privilege. And just because the majority of the elites in this world happen to be male, and there are reasons for that, you can go into it, that we don't have that privilege. The majority of men don't have the privilege of the top point whatever percent, just because they rule the world. We're not them. I don't rule the world. I don't have any of those privileges. Now, you hold the key to a lock no matter who you are. You will have some privileges. It doesn't mean you've lived a privileged life, but you have a privilege You have a privilege if you're anything in this world. If you're female, if you're male, if you're young, if you're old, if you're black, if you're white. In certain situations, your key unlocks a lock. So you have a privilege. It doesn't mean you are, you know, in terms of affluence and you know, social standing. That's not what that means. And I think men unlock a lot fewer locks than a lot of women think we do. Man, that was a mouthful. Anyway, that was incredible. A very, very important song and video, as I say. The video was punchy, it was poignant. Some of those shots were amazing of the old veterans, clearly scarred from the atrocities of war. Let me know what you thought in the comments, guys. I love the comment section on Dak's videos. It's always super interesting. Always learn a bunch of stuff. But please, can I ask you a favor, guys? Please hit the like button. It really helps. Like, that's how YouTube works at the moment. It shows it to a bunch of people, and then if they like it and engage with it and comment and all of that, that's when they really push it to more people. So that is the one thing that you can do that will really help me out. So please do that. If you enjoyed the video, think about sticking around and hitting that subscribe button. But most of all, have a great day, guys. And as always, be kind to yourselves, love everyone, and take care. I freaking love you guys.